Hey guys, it's Chad back with another mail day video. Today we have a few orders I picked up. I pulled everything out of the envelopes and packaging already just because I needed to confirm some of the purchases from Mercari. Anyway, let's get into it. We will look over the cards also to see if they're grade worthy. I assume a lot of them won't be, but we might get a couple ones worth sending to PSA, and whatever I don't send, I will just list for sale on my eBay at some point because we got good deals on these anyway. So right off the bat, we notice a lot of scratching on the hollow foil here and what looks to be like some almost indentation type damage on the hollow there. Doesn't really seem to show through on the back though. The back honestly isn't too bad. A little bit of surface wear, corner ding there. So overall, I would say with the hollow damage, this would probably get like a PSA 5 or so because of that indentation stuff right there. So probably not grading that. So I paid $50 for a lot of all these gym hollows. So you guys can determine if it's worth it after we look over the cards. It's got this Giovanni. Hollow on this is looking a lot better. Not noticing too many scratches. We do have what appears to be a crease though, right there. I don't know if I can get the light on it to show you guys. Right there, there's a very faint line, so that's automatically a PSA 6, even though the hollow looks pretty clean, but back isn't too bad. This would be a pretty good binder card though, because the front still looks pretty nice. Alright, moving on to the Erica's Vileplume. Let's see how we look here. Again, some scratching on the hollow. And it appears to be like some sort of deeper scratch right there in the corner. Again, this would most likely get like a PSA 6, maybe 7. I don't know what they do about that line. Next up, we have a Misty's Tentacruel. And same scratch. I mean, these are all from the same guy, so I'm assuming it's like his childhood collection or something. This card doesn't really have any indentations or creases or anything, though. So that potentially could get a PSA 7. Next up, Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz. Love this artwork. Really amazing. Hollow on this one isn't too bad at all. It actually looks pretty nice. There's a few faint scratches, but nothing too bad. This one has more whitening on the bottom edge though. Potentially could get a 7, maybe a 6. And then the best hollow of the lot was the Blaine's Moltres, the main reason I bought it. This card alone will make us most of our money back on the lot, even though it is played. Like, of course this card is very tough to grade anyway because the silver background shows the scratches more. Now, as you can see, it's quite scratched, but just from like a distance though, if you don't have the light on it at the right angle, it doesn't look too bad. And some whitening on the back, little nick in that top corner there. So yeah, wouldn't grade high. With all the hollow scratching, it'd probably be a 5 or so. So yeah, might not end up grading any of these, but still a cool lot to pick up. We paid about $50, so let me know what you guys think. Was that worth it? I believe it was. We'll be able to recoup our money on those easily. Next up, we got some female trainer full arts because they've been all the rage lately. in case anyone doesn't know, there was like a buyout that happened, and then a lot of FOMO. A lot of people ended up buying into them after the buyout and pushing up the prices even more. But I think now they're starting to retrace a bit as people start to unload some of their supply. But I think the new price floor will be higher than it was before, just because there's a lot more interest in the cards now. Whether it's organic or not, probably a bit of both. Like, I think a lot of these waifu cards were undervalued to begin with. Like, I'd been buying them even before. I have a few at PSA. So right off the bat, you see this set had some really weird issues with the full art sometimes, where the whole border looks like it's almost kind of forms like a lip. This is a common issue with Burning Shadows and even some XY air sets where you have that. So this is probably not a card we'd send in. I'm actually not even sure what PSA would consider this. Like, how much they would dock the grade. I don't even know. Maybe we should try it just to find out. Yeah, that's really strange. You have a white nick down there though, so wouldn't grade it. Wouldn't grade a 9 or 10 probably anyway, but still, you paid only a few bucks for that, so still worth it. Next up is a Lucamine. I still see these going pretty cheap, probably because it's from Crimson Invasion, and as I said, no one really cared about. You can get the boxes really cheap. But this one looks pretty perfect. No whining, no real surface wear, anything on that card right there. I'm not seeing anything. So this is probably a gradable candidate. Could potentially get a 10. There's some weird like print lines though when you look at it from a certain angle. I don't know if I can show you guys. You see that? I've actually never seen print lines like that on a full art before. That's kind of weird. So yeah, that might not even get a 10 because of those print lines. Probably could get a 9 though, depending on how they view that. Still probably going to end up grading that one. Let's put that in the card saver. Next up, this was a throw-in with the Lucamine. I did not purchase this, but another waifu, I guess. Let's see the condition on it. Yeah, there's some scratching on the reverse, definitely. A little bit of white down there, so probably not gradable. Some scuffing right there. Still nicer than to throw that in for free. Next we have two of these Winoa full arts. And I did look at these and they are definitely not near mint, so we might return them. I usually don't return cards though, and I got these so cheap that I could probably just resell them and make my money back, and I will disclose that they do have a bit of damage. But yeah, beautiful card. The silver really makes this pop. But as you can see, this corner right here has a little bend to it. So I was upset about that because their post has near mint, and that bend automatically brings this down to a PSA 6 or lower. Other than that, you do have some whitening on this edge also. So yeah, not gradable. So that's unfortunate. It was from a seller that usually has really minty and accurately conditioned cards too, so I wasn't expecting this to happen. But it is what it is. And this one has some damage also. I'm wondering if they got damage in shipping, because both of them have the same kind of corner bend. It's on opposite corners though. Like this one is up here, and this one is bent over here. So that's kind of strange. Actually, I think I know what it was. They were packaged back to back like this. So yeah, I could see how that happened actually. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sometimes cards get damaged in shipping, and there's not much you can do about it other than complain to the seller if you want. I don't really like returning too many cards though. I feel like it's kind of a waste of time. Depends how much you spent though. Like if I'm just buying low dollar cards, I'll usually just eat the loss myself and move on with life. Put them in back stock. Sometimes you can even profit off of cards you bought that were damaged because you got such a good deal on them. Like that's happened numerous times for me. And speaking of mislisted cards, this was supposed to be a CGC 9. That was the reason I bought it. It was like $100. They had a picture of a CGC 9, but they ended up sending me an 8.5. So I'm gonna have to contact the seller about that. That's a bit disappointing. Yeah, the reason I bought this is actually my first CGC card. I kind of wanted to see how the cases look. Heard their cases are pretty nice. You have the clear plastic around the sides, although this looks like it could get scratched up pretty easily, but they feel nice in hand. They feel kind of smooth compared to PSA cases. This around the side and stuff. But yeah, like I said, this was supposed to be a 9. We paid $100 for it because the PSA 9 goes for like 200 something. So I was gonna buy the 9 and potentially regrade it, or even just hold on to the CGC 9 as sort of an investment that we flip later. But as you can see, here's what a CGC 8.5 looks like. We have quite a few scratches on the holo there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not gonna count all the scratches, but here's what a CGC 8.5 can look like. The back is really nice. It's like maybe a little bit of whitening in that corner, but very minuscule. Looks like the card is like pushed to one side of the case. That's kind of strange. I'll see if I could like get it to bump back. But yeah. Probably just gonna end up contacting the seller and saying, hey, what the heck? Why did you have a picture of a 9 game card and send me an 8.5? I hate having to return things, but this card is definitely not going to get a PSA 9 with all the holo scratching, so... Actually, we'll have to look up the price of a PSA 8 real quick. Alright, even PSA 8s of this card sold for $160, and we paid about $100. So, we honestly didn't even get a bad deal. Like, we could cross-grade if we want, or just hang on to this. But yeah, look out for CGC cards, because a lot of them, like, the PSA price is so much higher in comparison that you can almost just crack a lot of CGCs and regrade them with PSA, or just hang on to them and wait for CGC to get some more love and the prices go up to their proper price, because I think on a lot of cards there's too big of a price discrepancy between PSA and CGC. Even though PSA is much more trusted and has a bigger market, like the PSA grades should not be selling for twice the amount as the CGC grades, but that's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree. But yeah, it's nice to finally have a CGC case in hand. Who knows if I'll end up submitting with them at some point in the future. I've kind of still been doing 100 card submissions to PSA, so I'm just hoping that we don't have to wait infinite years to get those back. But anyway, that's it for this mail video. I kind of rambled a bit, but thank you guys for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.